Good Saturday evening to each and every one of you, and thanks for watching the NBA here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr, Clark Kellum, and Doris Burke. The Hawks still playing on their home court in this one. This game against New Jersey, it's their first look at the Nets. This team matched up so well during the regular season last year, splitting their 4 games. This should be a terrific battle.
And I'll tell you what, even though they looked like the better team a year ago, they only managed a split of the season series.
Here are the starters for New Jersey. Outlaw and Humphries, they make up the forwards. Vujacic is out there with Darren Williams, and it's Hill in at the center. And for the Hawks, Smith and Horford at the 4 and the 5. Heinrich and Johnson in the backcourt, and it's Williams at the 3 slot. Now, here is Smith. Heinrich kicks to Smith. Kicks it to Johnson. Shot denied. Hawks on D, coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
And what really hurt them in that game was their defense. They were very, very lackadaisical at that end of the court.
Well, I would agree with that. I'd give you that. I mean, they didn't play with the kind of energy and emotion they needed, but I wonder about the defensive scheme. I mean, in general, the coaching staff did very little to adjust to what the other team was doing.
Clark, if you don't make the playoffs and a team you handled all right does, I mean, that gives you a little confidence that you can be among those 8 seeds next time around.
Kevin, I think it should give you some confidence. I'm sure both teams have that as their goal, getting to the playoffs, and they've shown us some great games in the past when they've met up. This should be a lot of fun.
We'll now go to Doris Burke, who spoke with Avery Johnson.
One of their harder tasks in this game will be finding a way to slow down the explosive scorer, Joe Johnson. He said there isn't any one answer, as Johnson can and will play so many different roles in an offense throughout the course of the game. He said he can initiate plays as well as finish plays. We'll just have to make sure we don't lose track of them. Guys?
Thank you, Doris.
Well, the road has not been kind to the Nets over the last couple of seasons. Last year, just 5 wins on the road. The season before, only 4. But I think this season, with their added firepower, they should be able to improve on those totals.
Now here's Williams after the miss from Joe Johnson. Hill inside, covered by Smith. 5 to shoot. Tries it from the top of the key. Hill, no good. Steve, you mentioned the Nets' extra firepower. A full season with Darren Williams, Clark at the helm should help them get more road wins.
Yeah, I would definitely agree there, Kevin. I mean, when you talk about winning on the road, there's not nearly as much margin for error. You got to take care of possessions, maximize them out, and with a really good point guard, you got a better chance of doing that.
Well, I hope they start getting warmed up here soon. That's 0 for 4 to this point.
Outlaw with it. He's against Smith. Here's Vujacic. Cannot hit. So the Hawks will take it the other way.
You know, you look at Joe Johnson and the number of minutes he's already logged in his career, and you wonder about him needing maybe to log fewer as he goes forward and gets a little older. You just don't know how much more effective he can be if he continues to log the heavy minutes.
Here's Vujacic. A 24-point outing in their last game against New York. Williams kicks to Vujacic. Here's Outlaw. Cans the shot from the wing. Outlaw's got 6 points. Look at those numbers, Clark, about Joe Johnson. 4 seasons over 40 minutes a game. 3 others over 38 minutes a game. Steve, I think it's starting to take its toll from us.
Well, it could. I think the one thing about Joe Johnson, though, he doesn't really rely on athleticism in his game. He relies more on footwork and strength and power and skill. And so he's going to be able to be a very effective player for a long time as long as he stays healthy.
The Nets with the lead. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
Yeah, difficult loss. They played pretty well throughout. At the end of the game, they just couldn't finish it off. So, difficult loss.
Yeah, they can definitely say it wasn't self-inflicted. I mean, I think it was just an excellent game from their opponent. And sometimes you just have to tip your hat to the other team.
Just 2 to shoot. Outlaw's shot is off. And so here is Atlanta. Johnson outside. Here's Heinrich. No good. And it's New Jersey the other way. 55 seconds left in the first quarter. Williams against Heinrich. Heinrich against Williams. Hill guarded by Horford. Heinrich with the steal.
Great defensive work right there. The quick hands lead to the turnover.
Horford backing in. Unloads. It's good. This game is all even.
His footwork in the low post is tremendous, almost ballerina-like.
Two on the clock. And that's not going to go. Tie game in Atlanta. 2K Sports active. Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. Here's Vujicic.
Well, Atlanta was in the playoffs a year ago, but they were not as strong as they were the previous year. And one of the reasons their home record suffered a bit.
So with Smith sitting on the bench, here's the group that Larry True has on the floor. Heinrich and Johnson in the backcourt. Josh Powell is out there with Damian Wilkins. And it's Horford in at the 5, patrolling the paint. 2 on the clock. On deep. Vujicic's shot is off. And on that Atlanta Hawk team, still a good team. We talked about the problems at home, not as dominant perhaps as before. I mean, sure, Clark, for every coach, winning at home becomes priority number one.
You know, and you look at their numbers, they won 34 a season ago and then just 24 in the recent season. I mean, that's a 33% drop. That's a significant change.
It is.
Joe Johnson was a big part of the Hawks' playoff push last year, but like in the regular season, his scoring was down a peg.
That's good from Johnson. Back to Joe Johnson, Clark. You've seen a pretty hit or miss game to game in the playoffs. And Steve, they're paying him a lot of money to be good in the playoffs.
Well, he's probably getting paid a little too much, to be honest with you, but that's not his fault. That's the contract that his agent negotiated. But he's a player who relies heavily on that jump shot. And as we all know, sometimes the perimeter jumpers don't go in. And with him not going to the foul line as often as he did early on, you know, those numbers are going to be down some nights.
Covered by Vujicic. Fade away in Atlanta again with the bucket.
Well, that's been nice, efficient work, guys, that he's been doing. I mean, we haven't seen him take many bad shots, and that's the sign of a mature, poised player.
And it's Johnson picking him up. Here's Grant, defended by Wilkins. Williams inside, guarded by Heinrich. Here is Gadzarich. Now Vujicic, and it's Johnson picking him up. The second chance effort. Nice shot by Vujicic. Vujicic has got his second bucket of the night.
That's what a good solid screen will do for you. It gets you a good look at the hoop.
In year one of his time in New Jersey, it was kind of hard to get a read on how Avery Johnson did because there was so much turnover. You have to think with a great guard like Darren Williams in tow, though, he's excited about what this team can be.
Atlanta making some changes. Pachulia, who's checked in for Horford. Smith comes in for Josh Powell. And it's Teague in for Kirk Heinrich. And then for the Nets, Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Humphries. Outlaw comes in for Stephen Grant. And it's Farmall in for Darren Williams. Here's Teague and Smith backing in. Off target with the jump hook. Well, back to Avery Johnson and what Clark was just talking about this. He has to love that Darren Williams trade so much. It just gave his team that viable component they didn't have, Steve.
Well, Avery Johnson, as you know, Kevin, was an excellent point guard in his own right during his career. And you know as a coach that he wants a guy who can run his club. And Darren Williams might be the best in the league at doing just that. So I think Avery Johnson has to be thrilled with that deal.
T. Over Farmall. A nice shot by T. It's all knotted up. Here's Farmar, right now averaging 5 points a game. Pick up by Hill. Farmar passes to Hill. "13 feet out." Rebound, Atlanta. Johnson's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
Boy, both clubs really battling under the boards.
Yeah, and you know, Steve, the rebounding story really mirrors the game at large. I mean, it's been pretty much tit for tat, neck and neck.
Now here's Johnson. 9 points in the game so far. Here's Teague. Knocks it down from 19 feet. And the Hawks lead by 2.
And one of the areas the Nets really struggled with a year ago was free throw differential. They fouled a lot, and they sent their opponents to the line frequently. But they were in the bottom 10 themselves in free throw attempts.
So for the Hawks, Collins is checked in, and Josh Powell subbed in for Damian Wilkins. The Nets also changing it up. Joan Petro, he's checked in for Hill. Stephen Green comes in for Gedzarich, and Anthony Morrow subbed in for Sasha Vujacic. Morrow kicks to Green. Williams picks him up. Goes up. Atlanta with the rebound. And free throw differential for the Nets on average almost 3 free throws a game, Steve. The other one doesn't sound like much, but Clark, over the course of a season, that's probably more than a few losses that would have been wins.
It's a fine line, and every extra point you get or don't get can end up affecting whether you win or lose. And, you know, a lot of times it's about being aggressive and making your own breaks and not looking for help from the officials. And young teams have to come to grips with that. Ran him right off the tough pick there, and that freed him up for the Jet.
Here's Teague. For 3. Williams can't get it to go. 35 seconds left in the first half of the game. No one near him. Morrow, no good.
He'll usually knock that shot down.
He sure will, but that's one he couldn't pass up.
Puts up the baby hook. Graham with the rebound. New Jersey trailing.
Good idea. Hold on to the ball and take the last shot of the quarter.
Yep.
The 3 from Morrow. Got it off in time, but it's no good. 2K Sports back in a moment here at Phillips Arena in Atlanta.
Welcome to the HP Halftime Report. I'm Dave. Toronto ended up with a loss to the Magic at Amway.
And as we return here in the Peach State of Georgia, welcome to downtown Atlanta. Gorgeous view high atop the city of Atlanta. And a look outside at Phillips Arena. And New Jersey, looking who they've got. Outlaw and Humphreys, they make up the forwards. Tyron Williams out there with Vujacic. And it's Hill in at the center position.
Boy, he set him up nicely with that pass.
Boy, I love the ball movement, guys. That's 3 of their last 5 shots coming off of assists. I'm not sure there's another point guard in the league that finishes as well as Tyron Williams. He's so strong and quick and has a great handle on that ball. Finds a way to get to the rim and get to the free throw line.
He's picked up by Heinrich. Shot off the pick. Outlaw with the buckets. Outlaw's got 12 points in the game. When he goes to the rim, this is back to Williams now, Clark. He can finish like a wingman. Very hard to stop.
Yeah, you know, he's got deceptive bounce ability. I mean, he can sneak dunk on you because he elevates a little better.
And the big-time jam. Let's see it again with the spike slam king.
Well, he took that one to the rack with some purpose.
I'll say beautiful dunk there, Steve.
Yeah, how about the agility? Just the power and the skill. Impressive.
Guarded by Heinrich. Williams against Heinrich. Williams dishes to Outlaw. Over Smith. Outlaw's shot is off.
Gotta like the defense not quitting on the play and getting a hand in the face.
Sure do. With a tough defender breathing down your neck, that makes it not an easy shot.
Outside Williams. Now Vujicic, 7 points in the game. Humphries backing down. Low block shot. Smith with the defensive effort.
You know, after the disappointing end to their 2010 playoff push, the Hawks decided to make a change at the head coaching position and went with Larry Drew at the helm.
And Heinrich gets it to go. And the Hawks lead by 4.
Good start for this offense. They're shooting 3 of 4 now from the field, so offense in a good groove.
And Clark back to Drew. They had Mike Woodson. He took him to the playoffs, but Larry Drew takes his place. Drew is on his staff. It was scrutinized early, but, you know, Steve, he took him back into the playoffs and deep into the playoffs.
Well, that was their goal. They wanted to get back to winning a series in the postseason, and Drew was able to do that. They beat Orlando in the first round, and then they gave Chicago all they could handle in round 2.
Timeout called, the Nets.
You know, because the Hawks struggled late in the season, regular season that is, they were overlooked in the East during last year's playoffs, but I think they used that to their advantage.
Josh Powell is checked in for Josh Smith. And then for the Nets, Stephen Green comes in for Travis Outlaw. And Anthony Morrow is subbed in for Sasha Vujicic. Here's Williams, looking for his first bucket of the game. He's picked up by Heinrich. Heinrich against Williams. Here's Morrow, the baseline J, and he hits the jumper for 2. Yeah, the Hawks took care of the Magic with ease and gave the Bulls a run for their money.
Well, when the Hawks won that first game in Chicago, they really caught everybody's attention, but eventually Derrick Rose and the Bulls were just too much for Atlanta, especially at the defensive end of the floor.
And blocked. And here are the Nets, trailing by 2. They host the Spurs after this one. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Williams against Heinrich to tie. Can't get it to go. So the Hawks will take it the other way. There's 1:54 left in the third. Back to Williams. Good, and Heinrich gets the assist. Williams has got his first 2 points. Here's Williams. He's picked up by Heinrich. Graham, the pass to Humphries. Pulls up. And Horford pulls it down.
Al Horford got a nice big extension from the Hawks, Kevin, going into last season, and I think he earned every penny of it. He had his best pro season yet.
Johnson kicks to Horford. And he slams it in one-handed.
You know, I'm not big on fancy. Hey, if you can make it happen, make it happen. Effective is what's important.
Doesn't matter how you get the points, like Marcus.
That's right.
As long as you get them, Steve.
Yeah. Put them in the hole. 2-2-2.
Yeah, exactly right. Just get it done.
Horford against him. Pocket 6. Williams dishes to Humphries. And they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
You know, that's just a thing of beauty, guys. I mean, that move to the bucket right there, splendid.
And a powerful finish to go along with it.
Hey, I thought the defense gave him a little too much leeway right there.
Easy shot. And now Horford again. Horford's got his third basket of the night. I like that note there on Horford. Clark, he's a terrific player, deserved the money. No drastic changes either in his numbers after the big contract signed. Steve, just a steady improvement in every facet.
Yeah, that's right, Kevin. The career highs in field goal percentage, free throw percentage, assists, points. He's really developed into a rock-solid power forward. Kind of an old-school power forward. He just does a little bit of everything down there. Tried to use the pump fake there, but the defense didn't buy it.
Williams' shot is off. Second shot opportunity. Good as it goes. And offensively, a great show for the fans through the first 3 quarters. It's been a fun game to...
Coming up.
And now let's send it to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, for our Sprite Spark of the game. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Jeff Teague is our spark of the game. His spark off the bench has provided exactly the kind of lift you would hope for. That kind of punch is exactly what you need from your reserves.
Thank you, Doris. He sure did stir things up for him.
Boy, he was an injection of a different kind of energy out there. Got him going in the right direction and really gave him something the starters weren't able to give him.
Well, give him credit. I mean, he was just waiting for his chance, and he took full advantage.
All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. On the court for Atlanta, Smith and Horford at the 4 and the 5. Heinrich is out there with Teague. That's Wilkins in at the 3. Outside Williams, Vujicic. The dish now to Petro. He kicks it to Gatzarich. Off glass and in.
Boy, I like the fluidity I'm seeing from them on offense. It's a thing of beauty. Fun to watch.
Yeah, it is. They're moving the ball well, finding the open man, making that extra pass. They're playing very unselfishly right now.
Horford, rebounded by the Nets. Williams with the ball. Now Vujicic. There's a screen. Double team on Williams. Launches it. And that's collected by Smith. The Hawks leading by 6. T kicks to Heinrich. Here's T, covered by Vujicic. Three-pointer, Heinrich gets it to go. And the Hawks lead by 9.
Well, not the best defensive scheme, and it results in a wide-open look.
Now a timeout called by New Jersey.
You know, it was really tough going for the Nets. They had their hands full playing against the Eastern Conference last season. Just 13 up and 39 down.
Ooh. Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Yes, Kevin. Avery Johnson was just going over the plan with his team. He doesn't think they've been giving it their all, saying they've been quicker to every loose ball. We got to wake up. The game's slipping away, and we're letting it happen. We have got to take control of this thing. We'll see if he lit a fire under him, guys.
That's good. You rattle off that record. Still, though, surprisingly an improvement from 8 and 44 the year before against the East.
Incremental progress.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Steve. There's a little light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, maybe they can get to 15 wins against the East this year.
Vujicic gets whistled for blocking. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Johnson. He feeds it to Pachulia. Back to Johnson. Shot clock at 5. Gathers. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Yeah, the defense has to pick it up a little bit here. They're getting bullied inside, guys.
Yeah, they just have not competed well enough. I mean, they've not fought. You want to see fight and aggressiveness.
Here's Farmar. And the Nets, another 3.
Well, that's a quality look there. The defense a bit late.
And 2 straight now from long range, putting up points in a hurry, Clark.
Here's T. Here's Williams. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Now Farmar. He passes it to Outlaw. Over Smith. And it's New Jersey scoring again.
Nice piece of work there. Find a little space and pull the trigger.
Time call here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. They lead by 3. A minute 50 left in the fourth quarter. Atlanta making some changes. Horford comes in for Zaza Pachulia. And it's Heinrich in for Jeff Teague. Deron Williams is checked in for the Nets. Here's Johnson, and a great assist by Heinrich as that one goes in. Heinrich's got 3 assists tonight.
He's definitely rolling offensively. You might not be able to stop him, but you've got to find a way to contain him.
A minute 42 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Vujicic. And here is Williams. Passes it to Vujicic. 6 to shoot. Here's Outlaw. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. That's on Marvin Williams. Sinks the first one, and that narrows the gap to 4. He's off that time. Second free throw missing.
You couldn't get them all, and it's still a 2-possession game.
Now here's Heinrich. Williams picks him up. Backing him down is Johnson. And the Hawks getting another basket right there.
Another inside bucket. They got a huge edge in points in the lane.
That's what every coach preaches, inside out, reversible clothing.
Williams against Smith. Smith against Williams. And it's Johnson picking him up. Outside Williams. That savvy little up fake there. Fooling the D.
He has so much offensive imagination. Always seems like he's ready to try something new.
And so here is Atlanta. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. And an intentional foul right there. Here's Smith. Back to Williams. Heinrich outside. Williams comes with a double team. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Johnson. From deep. And a great assist by Heinrich as that one goes in. And the Hawks lead by 7. Timeout called the Nets. They're trailing by 7. 16 seconds left to play in the final quarter. What's your take, guys?
Well, the timeout isn't going to save the game, but at least they can talk over a little bit of strategy.
Well, Steve, I mean, one way to look at it is if you've got them, you might as well use them.
From 17 feet out, Atlanta with the rebound. And they're moving it up. Johnson, the pass to Smith. Nice movement. And so the Hawks take the win. They came